alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Humanity. Yes, today, this morning, I'm Loza, and I've descended more to planet Earth to be able to look at a subject of orphans. Orphans are children who lose their parents while they are still at a very young age. An orphan is a child or a children who lose their parents when they are still at a very young age. These children, in every circumstances, children are very vulnerable when they don't have either their real dad or their real mother. When they become orphans, when they are classified as orphans, they are very, very vulnerable to what you as human beings have kind of put on the table in the last 11 centuries, whereby anyone classified, even if you're not you don't lose your parents, they don't die, but the sort of education that is on the table in the curriculums determines whether you are an orphan, even though your parents are there, or not. My people, the kind of curriculums and education that your children have or they attempt to get every day in their school is equivalent to as if their parents are not there, the children are orphans. Because if you as parents, modern parents, boys, women and men, in your early 20s, let's say you are 20 years old, you're a man, and your girl, your wife is in the same age bracket, that she's around 20 years, and your main skill is what we call cryptomine. Cryptomine. That is your main kind of. That's what you determine. That's what you say is your skill. That's what you use as a skill. It is a gambling. It's gambling, isn't it? You have no skill, and yet you have already 2 children to look after, and your wife. You have 2 children, a little boy, a little girl, and another one, your wife is pregnant, but you have no any skill to say that this is what I look up to in order to support my children. Do you know what that means? That means that you as an individual, you've raped your own integrity, you've raped your own dignity, and you are subject to you would say, I wouldn't say you are an orphan, but it seems so. You are an orphan, because you only held this culture through the education which was dished out at you from the 11 stagnant centuries, whereby we saw that men spent 365 days of the year investing either in weapons or in dirty theologies. And dirty theologies is dirty information. Dirty information or knowledge means that you find anything ugly like weapons very entertaining. That's whereby I say, you raped the education curriculum on which you are educated, raped your dignities. In return, you raped your children's dignities. They are orphans, even though you are still available. They see you, they say, Dad, when you are in the other room. They say, Dad, and they say, Mom, but you are orphans or people who have raped your own dignities due to the curriculums, due to the inherited reliabilities of dirty theologies, which says you are an enemy to your own souls. You are enemies, your own bodies, your own souls, your own children. That's why people who have become out destitutes in your own bodies or in your own whatever, you end up where if you are to be given a job, they will say, you are an engineer. An engineer who manufactures nuclear warheads. Nuclear warheads are weapons of mass destruction. Either after you manufacture, they test it on the environment, where your children are supposed to gather, even your son or your family are supposed to gather something to eat. Excavating what you call uranium in countries like Niger, countries like Gambia. Because you have a lot of these whatever, whereby you say we're going to build a nuclear plant or a nuclear weapon. So you rape your dignities, you rape your children's dignities, you rape and you make them orphans before you even leave this planet. My people, I'm totally amazed. I'm amazed, and I don't know which direction or which door to knock and say, hey, men and women, wake up. If you have invested in what you call liability assets, and these assets are either bombs, cluster bombs, dumbbuster bombs, what you call nuclear warheads, for your children, for the future generation. And these are children who think they have a mother in the house or a father, but the father himself is a man who has raped his own dignities. If a so-called father of a dad of a 3-year-old little boy can rape his own dignities, do you think the boy will have any sense that he will be an orphan at a very young age, at 3 years age? He's an orphan. So whatever money that comes to be, whatever you do in order to invest in the future of the children is diverted to what you call a cryptocurrency gambling. It's diverted to what? Cryptocurrency gambling, is diverted to gamble on the orphans. In the Quran, Allah says, do not devour the orphans' money. My people, do not devour the orphans' money. If you turn around and you say you are the boss, you are the father of a 3 little boy and a 5 little girl and a mother, and then you say I'm gambling, you are devouring the 5 little girl and the 3 little boy. They are inheritance. Because you are a man, useless to yourself. You as a cold soldier, you have raped your own dignity. So what else do you think? These are things you inherited from your father, from the 11th centuries of dirty theories, dirty curriculums, whereby you are a people we wouldn't call it, but you're in a state of a very stagnant state. And when I'm trying to drum up and say, hey, men and women, wake up from this inherited liability assets, guns, weapons, theories which kind of promotes things like cryptocurrency gambling. And you say, no, that's our way because we have gadgets. Well, if you are to put a stake on Manchester United winning against Arsenal, that means it's because you don't have a gadget to use to sit in whatever in your own. Say you think you're in the safe zone, and say but you go in. If you don't have that gadget, you go in the betting shop. But if you have the gadget, you just sit on your whatever and say, I'm cryptocurrency mine. Which cripples your senses, every sense in your body. Because once you put a stake on anything, that means that day is done. Your brain is kind of free until you get the results of, have I won anything? So your children, You wake, you as the dad of a 3-year little boy and a 5-year little girl and a wife, you've got a woman. Before you leave the house, you use the gadget and whatever, throw all the whatever that was in the account, maybe $800 or 800 pounds or $800, and you say, I want to put this on whatever. Let's see what comes out by midday, and the midday whatever comes, and you have nothing. So the children are very likely not to have either lunch or even dinner. That's what it's called cryptocurrency gambling. Yeah. So with that, you are a people living on literally on economies. But at one time I heard that the American economy, something they invest a chunk of it's whatever in cryptocurrency, man. Countries in Ghana, theirs is more than 110 cryptocurrency gambling. In Nigeria the same, Gambia the same, Senegal the same, Kenya the same, Sudan the same. So you don't have any economies anymore. You are people in a very stagnant kind of lifestyle investment. Your future, you've devoured your inheritance of your own children. So they are orphans while you are devouring the inheritance of your children. You as parents, now you've made your children orphans while you are still alive, and then they don't have even any inheritance. Sometimes they go without even because they think they have it done, but they devoured his own children inheritance. Which the Quran Allah says, my people, do not devour the inheritance of orphans. Do not devour the inheritance of orphans. But today, in the year 2025, in the month of I think today or the 1st of March, men and women, before they get out of their door, they have already devoured the inheritance of every orphan, because they are no longer dad and whatever. The children classify their whatever. The children classify themselves as orphans. But the one they look up to say, the one who would have looked at their inheritance is the so-called father, who has raped his own dignities. A man rapes his own dignities, and he's taking his children to become orphans, and he devoured the orphans' inheritance. Either by saying, we will have maybe there's some assets in Nevada desert, nuclear warheads. My people, Allah says in the Holy Quran, do not devour the inheritance of orphans. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Think what I've said today and look into it. Are you a man devouring the inheritance of your own children? Because they are already orphans. You don't have any kind of skill or anything to support or live a proper inheritance. But that which is available, you have already devoured it. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.